Hey everybody, welcome to Recipe Checker. I'm Sundar. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make Kesar Pista Kulfi. Many times people told me the recipe they tried for Kulfi didn't give their perfect consistency. It was not creamy and it was some kind of a crystallization. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to correct that mistake and get a perfect, creamy, tasty Kulfi. Stay connected. Kulfi's history dates back to Mughal Empire of between 16th and 17th century. And Mughal dishes are always known for its richness, and yes, Kulfi is also known for its creamy texture and richness. So any Mughal desserts always has saffron as well as pistachios and nuts, and of course with a lot of creamy dairy products. So today I'm going to make you a Kulfi which is really a workable recipe. The right consistency of a good Kulfi has to be creamy and soft. There are many ways to make Kulfis, but the way I'm going to show you today is only it takes about 30 minutes of making the milk into a condensation form and then adding it with the cream and then adding other flavoring ingredients and then freeze it. The ingredients I have for Kulfi is powdered cardamom and powdered sugar. I usually use icing sugar. The Kevra water, which is a flavor water, will give you the very good flavor for Kulfi, and rose water, and I've also made some saffron water, adding some roasted powdered saffron into water and kept it ready, and finally chopped pistachios, and I've taken about a liter of milk, and then I've taken some cream. The whole idea is the process is the milk I have taken, I'm going to put it on a pan and in a slow fire, and I have to make it as a rabdi, which is a condensed milk. So the milk has to reduce about 85%. From 1 liter of milk, I will get about 150 grams of the condensed milk. And that is the only time consuming process, takes about 30 minutes. And once it's done and we cool it, then whip it and add with the cream and other ingredients and then put it on the freezer. The Kulfi is ready. Please come with me, I'll show you how to make it. I'm going to put the milk into a thick bottom pan. Preferably, if you can have a non-stick pan, which is easy to make the rabdi. And I'm going to pour about 1 liter of milk, full cream milk, and then I'm going to consistently stirring it, make sure there is no burning at the bottom. And the idea is I need to get a thick white rabdi, which is a condensed milk. This process takes about 30 minutes, and you can do it on a medium or a simmer flame, but you need to have a spatula which can absolutely scrape the surface at the bottom of the pan. So that way you make sure there is no thick sediments at the bottom. The rabdi or the condensed milk need to be white in color. So you don't want any of those sides or the bottom, the milk changes its color. So you need to completely focus on mixing this all the time. It's been about 5 minutes now. It takes another 25 minutes and I will get a thick, white, creamy condensed milk or the rabdi. Now it's been about 35 minutes now, and you can see the milk has reduced well, and this is the right consistency. It's reduced around about just 15% of what we had before, and I was constantly stirring it so that it is still remain white and creamy in color. And this I'm going to cool it down. I'm going to switch this off and I'm going to cool it down, and once it's cooled down, I'm going to add the cream into it. A rabdi or the condensed milk is cooled down. Now what I'm going to do is I need to really whip this to make it a real creamy texture. Because it's settled down and cooled down, you can see a little bit of lumps. Few lumps are the particles which you can visibly there. It's the technique is you need to use a whisk or a hand beater to just whip it and cream it. Probably do it for about 5 minutes If you don't have a whisk, you can use a fork. Now this is nice and creamy, and now I'm going to add the cream, which is basically now the whipped cream or the whipped top cream. This comes as a frozen product and you need to make it to bring it to a chill temperature, and some has a sugar content in it, some will not have a sugar. Also, some of the brands have some dairy content in it, some don't have. So you need to check the taste of it. If it has a sweetness, I will use the icing sugar a little lesser, but if it doesn't have any sweet in it, I will adjust it according to the taste. So I'm going to slowly pour the cream. So I pour the cream, whatever the quantity I have mentioned at the recipe. And whip it well. This is quite chill, and that's really tighten up the mixture as well. So you need to constantly whip it, and because it's become little liquid and all the little granules were there earlier in the rabdi, will completely dissolve and make it an even creamy texture. You can see here the texture is creamy and smooth. Now I'm going to taste for sweetness. It's nice, creamy, and it has some sweetness in it from the cream. So I'm going to add probably say about 1 to 1.5 teaspoon. It's absolutely the personal choice how much sweetness you want. And another thing, when you add the icing sugar, it's also whitens the mixture a little bit. So once I add the icing sugar, I need to make sure I need to mix it well. Now once the icing sugar is well mixed, now I'm going to add some cardamom powder, a little bit. Now it's the stage where you are adding all the required flavors, and this is the kesar and pistachio kulfi, so it can be a little higher side of kesar. And I'm adding some pistachios, and now I'm going to add some kevra water. Kevra water will remove that kind of a dairy flavor and give you a very nice flavor. And one thing you need to keep in mind, you always need to use your flavor little lesser, because once you freeze it, the flavor will get enhanced and then you get a domination of the flavor. So to make it right, I'm just going to pour only about half a teaspoon of it and little lesser quantity, probably less than half a teaspoon of rose water. So we want the kesar flavor to be at the front, so maybe I add a few more drops of it and mix it. Mix it well, especially in the sides. The waters
will go and settle down. So you need to make sure you give a full mix and it's evenly, the flavors are spread. Now I'm going to do the tasting. I use the other pistachios I have, and I feel I can have a little more of Kevra water and some Kesar. So I'm adding a little bit more of Kesar. And some Kevra water. So now this is ready once you mix it, and I'm going to put it in a Gulfi container and freeze it about 6 to 8 hours, and I'm going to demold and serve it with Faluda. Gulfi are, you know, good to go with Faludas, and so you can serve it on a bed of Faluda. Faluda are available ready-made, and all you have to buy and then boil it and soak it on a sugar syrup. So the Faluda is ready. So it's widely available online or many Indian stores, the dry Faludas. And this is perfect. It's creamy, you can see the consistency is creamy and free-flowing. And this is important, that the Gulfi need to be very creamy once it's frozen. And I'm using one of those Gulfi containers, the molds, and I'm going to pour it almost about a centimeter lesser than the head, and then close it tightly and put it on the freezer, and then we'll see after 6 to 8 hours. Hope you enjoy the video today. Please leave your comment below. If you have any specific recipe request, please write to me. I'm happy to do it for you. When you try my recipe, please do not forget to take a few pictures and share it with an hashtag RecipeChecker. Also follow us on social media platforms. Look forward to see you soon with another beautiful recipe.